Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about 5 amazing new manhwa that I've been reading lately that I think you should check out. Before anything else, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and after all, please leave a comment down below on other stuff you'd like me to do on this channel going forward. Starting off at number 5. At number 5 is Estio. Estio is a story that follows a main character that honestly has been pushed aside, betrayed, and treated honestly like garbage. Think of it a bit of a Cinderella story, as this character is really rejected by everyone around him, just waiting for his little chance to escape. But he's not someone filled with hope, quite the opposite. He doesn't think anything better will happen with his life, but certain things occur. He encounters this mystical cat that kind of gives him a new lease on life and a new chance as well as a new power. This one is interesting because it really doesn't feel like anything out there. The main character is not a badass like crazy, but nor is he a complete pushover. He takes some time to get used to, and I think some people are not going to like it for that reason. But if you give it some time, there is some really good storytelling taking place in this one, with really good micro stories with side characters that really reminds me of Mushishi a little bit. Obviously not with that level of good storytelling, but nonetheless kind of little side stories along the way. Check this one out. At number 4 is Grand General Rebirth. Grand General Rebirth is not generic. It definitely approaches things from a unique standpoint. This man is the greatest general ever. He's respected, but he's pushed aside. It's the end of his career. He no longer has a place in the world. And as he faces his end, he is reborn in a younger body. And he chooses to honor all those that fought by his side. The story begins with him going to make these blades forged by this amazing blacksmith. And as you find out the independent people that he affected in his life as a general, you see that he was an important person beyond just the warlord, and the storytelling is really good in this one. The reason I don't think it's that original is it's a reincarnation story, it's a badass combatant, but the little mini stories once again are what make this one really interesting. At number 3 is Archmage Streamer. Archmage Streamer is the most generic thing on this list. Main character is needing to make some money. He is down on his luck. Something occurs. He almost gets isekai'd, but instead of getting isekai'd, his biorhythm gets changed. So this biorhythm change causes him to not be able to log into the game he's been working on for years. This game is basically the most important thing in the world to him and to the outside world, and he's stuck restarting a new character because of this change, because his identity is connected to his biorhythm and all that. When he creates his account, he's fortunate enough when he rolls for which class he's going to get a mythic class, and this changes everything. Only a few have had this, and what's interesting about this, and which is not necessarily like other stories, is mythic classes in most stories, like Overgeared for example, no one else has that class. In this case, yes, there are a few that have it, but there are others. I think he's the 3rd, if I remember correctly, that gets this class, which means it's special, but it's not entirely like make-believe special. It's an interesting story. It is the most generic one on this list, 100%, but it's a lot of fun. The art is pretty on point, and it's oozing with style, and I like the streamer angle of it as well, which is really cool. At number 2 is I Can See Your Death. This one is going in an interesting way, let's say. It follows a female protagonist, which is a nice break from the ordinary, to be honest with you. I follow so many male protagonists, it's kind of nice whenever I find a female protagonist, but of course there's a little bit of a love story going on there as well. The main character can see when people will die. Above their head, kind of like the Death Note gives as a power, she sees the exact moment that person will die, and she can influence a little bit of when that thing will occur, which I think is very, very interesting. When she encounters this man, this aristocratic royalty that she encounters in a bush, he's injured, she takes him in, but when she looks above his head at when he'll die and who will kill him, she sees her own name. And this starts things in an interesting way. So follow this story. It is definitely unique. It has a great setup, and you should be reading this one. The last on this list is The World After the End. I have to say that this one is the thing I've read recently that gives me the most hope as a series going forward. Its art is phenomenal, amazingly. It has the same creator as Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, and if you know me at all, it's in my top 2 favorite manhwas out there right now. I love it to death, and the storytelling and the writing is so good. But it's not just that. The action is also on point. I think it's like Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, but a little bit more on the action side compared to Omniscient, which I think is kind of nice because I think Omniscient definitely has that more, a lot of writing, more complicated systems, more developed systems, and developed world. This one is a little bit more aligned with those gaming manhwas that you're reading out there, with more action, but still the writing is absolutely on point. If you're not reading this one already, the art, you're seeing it on screen now, is so beautiful. You should absolutely be reading it. It is so good. Guys, if you like this type of content, please leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And beyond that, have yourselves an awesome day.